on behalf of World Can't Wait, for which Cynthia McKinney was an early and intense sponsor and supporter, and all of the thousands and thousands of people around the country, we do want to say that she is a hero, and her name will now go down in history for this. We need to be in a position to write that history ourselves by the acts of thousands and millions of us that do this. And to the gentleman in the back, Mr. Phillips, it's true that millions of us did march against the war in Iraq. We forced the Bush administration to go to war virtually alone by our marching. We changed the dynamic of this war where the U.S. has been isolated. If we had not had this movement in the streets, this would not have happened. We've put them on the defensive internationally, and yes, now it's our responsibility in this country to visibly bring our sentiments to Congress and everywhere else in this society. There are many other things people can do, down to the very individual, but there are times when people literally must come out in the street and say, no, we won't go along with this. And I think the opening of Congress is one essential time, and January 27th, where we are trying to get 1 million people in D.C. And this is all a question of timing. People think that we're operating in a gap right now between the fact that people think that they elected a Democratic Congress that's going to stop the war. And in fact, the Democratic Congress is right now saying we're not going to do that. This is the opening that we must act in. And it takes being out in the street and voicing those sentiments, doing newspaper ads, events, and many, many other ways as well. I would love to hear from people. If you have other suggestions, write me at Debra@World Can't Wait, and I'm sure the other speakers would like to hear the same.
.org.
.org. WorldCan'tWait.org.